organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, find out if Iowa City Police will carry cameras on their uniforms.
And learn what taxi-like service might hit the streets of Iowa City.
And in sports,
an interview with wrestling head coach Tom Brands.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm Hannah Thompson.
And I'm Greta Miley.
Iowa City police officers now have the green light to wear body cameras on their uniforms. Last night, the Iowa City City Council voted 7-0 in favor of resolution to allow the cameras to be purchased. The cameras are expected to cost $211,000. Police Captain Doug Hart explained to Council that the cameras offer an unbiased view of an incident.
Today, the University of Iowa Department of Public Safety tested their public safety notification system, Hawk Alert. Student, faculty, and staff subscribers receive system test alerts through texts, phone calls, and emails. Public safety encourages everyone to answer those messages or calls during the test to gauge Hawk Alert's effectiveness.
Today, 227 years ago, the U.S. Founding Fathers signed the U.S. Constitution. To celebrate that moment, the nation recognizes today as National Constitution Day. This afternoon, University ROTC members gathered out front of the old Capitol to read through the Constitution. It took just under an hour for them to read every page of the historic document. Free pocket-sized copies of the Constitution were also made available.
The Vice President of the United States visited Iowa today. Joe Biden stopped in Des Moines to open for the Nuns on Bus Tour kickoff, called We the People, We the Voters. The tour is created by a Catholic lobbying group called Network. Biden is considering a run for the presidential seat in the 2016 election.
And campaigning in Iowa doesn't stop there. In the Iowa Senate race, a new Quinnipiac University poll released today shows Republican Joni Ernst leading Democrat Bruce Braley 50-44%.
To give us more insight into the new poll, Daily Iowan Senate reporter Lauren Coffey is standing by. Lauren?
Thanks, Greta. Just to give you guys some background, the reason everyone is keeping such a close eye on this race is because it can determine which direction the House leans in. So, depending on if Ernst or Braley wins, can decide if the House becomes a Democrat or Republican majority. And up until now, polls have shown the candidates at a deadlock at 49% and 49%, so this obviously is a huge deal, with Ernst getting the 6-point lead and something to definitely keep on the lookout for the election as it gets closer. That's all for me. Back to you guys at the desk.
If you were out on the Pentacrest today, you may have seen or heard a campaign bus for Hillary Clinton. Although Clinton has yet to announce she is running for president, a Ready for Hillary committee was on campus today to gain student support. Students were urged to sign up to support Clinton and receive free pizza and posters. We're likely to see more of these committees on campus as campaign season heats up. The student group, College of Republicans, was also standing by a few feet away.
There's several options for transportation in Iowa City, but there could soon be a new one. Uber. The taxi-like service has services in Des Moines, but what if they came here to Iowa City? Reporter Mary Caldwell gives us a look at reactions around town.
Uber is the taxi company that is, quote, everyone's private driver. This taxi app is exploding in cities around the country, but will it make an appearance around Iowa? Uber is an app on your phone that allows users to get a driver, any driver, to come pick them up. Different from normal taxi drivers, this app does not go through a specific taxi company. Anyone can pick you up as long as they're 21 and have a car.
Just this week, the app made its appearance in Des Moines, but will it make its way to Iowa City? We caught up with a few students to see what they thought about the app.
I think Uber's really great. I used it when I was at Lollapalooza in Chicago. We got a free ride, and it was really easy.
Uber is good about telling you who your driver is, so it's not sketchy when they get here. It gives you the time, how close they are.
But some taxi owners are not so happy about this app.
You can have a vehicle and go ahead and pick up. No, I don't think that's even a good idea, or even, because you never know who's gonna pick up who and what kind of person is he, and if he's gonna, I don't think that's gonna be a good idea.
We also asked Kingsley Botchway, city council member, what he thought about the app coming to town.
And so that would be interesting if people were able to use their own cars, what regulation would come with that.
There's no talk about whether or not the app will make an appearance in Iowa City, but with technology speeding ahead, it could be coming sooner than we think. For Daily Iowan TV, this is Mary Caldwell.
Stay with us. Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Spotlight Wednesday, we will give you a look at what it takes to be on the fencing club team.
But first, it's starting to feel like summer is staying again, Greta.
I know, and I just want fall to get here already, really. Well, let's give it to our own Katie Sextro, who's standing by in the weather studio. Katie, what can we look forward to?
Most of the forecast is clear for tonight and most of the week ahead, but lows won't be quite as low as we have seen in the past week. Thursday will start off with another round of beautiful sunshine in the upper 40s. As the day continues, temperatures will climb to the mid-70s with clear skies. As we roll into the weekend, be sure to plan your fall activities in the mornings and afternoon while skies are clear and temperatures will be in the mid-70s. There is a light chance we could see a few late showers and storms, but should stay pretty dry. On Saturday, it may be a little humid as temperatures rise to 82 degrees and a 50% chance of rain. Heading into next week, temperatures will be more comfortable, staying around the mid-70s, just in time for class on Monday. It looks like comfortable weather ahead, so keep those fall plans for the afternoons and early mornings for the weekend. Thanks, guys. Back to you at the desk.
Some of you UI students may remember getting an email about joining the UI Fencing Club at the beginning of the semester. But reporter Michelle Nago found out the sport involves much more than just sword fighting in this week's Spotlight.
After securing their chest protectors and shoulder plastrons, zipping up their jackets, these fencers are ready for another night of practice.
My friends were like, "What? You're in fencing?"
And like most starts of the semester, returning University of Iowa Fencing Club members are joined by complete beginners.
We tend to get a dead split of people like me who had always wanted to try it and, this was their first opportunity, or the people who, just heard of it, thought, okay, I guess that sounds neat.
In tonight's practice, the group is demonstrating one of 3 types of fencing called épée, where your entire body serves as an opponent's target. But before they play, they must hook their body cords up to their blade so they can connect to the electronic scoreboard, which lights up every time a player performs a successful touch.
And there's a lot of contemplation that goes on in between every point. No two fences are ever the same. You're always going to have some, everyone always has a little different style.
Which is why the club relies heavily on veteran fencers to teach beginners. Like freshman Kendra Lindner, the physical demand,
I was dripping sweat,
and mental strategy fencing involves.
You can see them starting to learn some of the moves, and they know how to do the moves. They just don't know when to do them.
It's a great feeling to see a new fencer, really learn to love the sport like I did once upon a time.
And Lindner says she already does love the sport.
I intend, hopefully I can do it for the next 4 years.
Reporting from the University Fieldhouse, Michelle Nago, Daily Iowan TV.
And now we'll toss it over to our Daily Iowan TV sports studio for more on everything black and gold. Guys?
Thanks, ladies. Tonight we take a look at a couple of sports teams not shy of the water and how Iowa wrestling head coach Tom Brantz was involved in the 2014 World Wrestling Championship. For Daily Iowan TV Sports, I'm Zach Mackey.
And I'm Taylor Mathis. With the University of Iowa women's swim team preparing to improve from last year, one sophomore seems to be stepping up to the challenge. I dove in to catch a glimpse of this world-class swimmer. Take a look. Making a big splash going into her sophomore year, University of Iowa swimmer Emma Sogstad has earned a spot among the top 50 swimmers in the world. After competing in the 2014 Summer Nationals, Sogstad was classified as 44th worldwide in the 50-meter breaststroke competition, a position she never imagined possible.
I never thought it was possible. I dreamt of it, and I was like, maybe if I work hard, I can get there. But I just kept on pursuing my dreams, and they came true.
After placing 19th in the 50-meter breaststroke at the Phillips 66 National Championship, Sogstad was launched into prestige as a world-class swimmer. Although Sogstad isn't sure what being a world-class swimmer entails, she is ready to concentrate on big dreams for this season.
My main goal is to make NCAAs at the end of the season, but also to just be competitive all the way throughout in every race.
With early success last year as a Hawkeye, setting the new school record for the 100-meter breaststroke, head coach Mark Long is not shocked by Saugsted's new title.
She's determined, she's a great racer, and she was a multi-sport athlete coming out of high school, so I think it gave her a competitive edge. I mean, been in other sports, but she just flat out wants to win.
Saugstad and the Hawkeyes opened their 2014-2015 season here at Iowa, hosting Michigan and Nebraska on October 3rd.
And another Hawkeye sport not fully into their season yet, but making a name worldwide is the Iowa wrestling team. Recently, head coach Tom Brantz was in Uzbekistan helping coach the 2014 U.S. World Men's Freestyle team.
This was a special experience for Brantz as he was able to coach two former Hawkeye wrestlers, Brent Metcalf and Tony Ramos. Although both wrestlers were eliminated early in the competition, Brantz commented on being able to coach these decorated athletes again.
The advantage for us is when you put guys on the world team, for the volunteer coaches like myself, when you're putting your own guys on the world team, that's where it's great. If you didn't have a guy on a world team, you didn't have a vested interest, it wouldn't be a whole lot of fun.
One club sport making a splash here at Iowa that will have you cruising down lakes, hitting jumps at 30 miles per hour, and doing tricks for points is the Water Ski and Wakeboarding Club.
Our very own Taylor Brooks is standing by with the story on what it takes to be part of this particular club. Taylor?
Thanks, guys. When finding your place on this big campus might seem tough, it's really not. While Iowa provides hundreds of opportunities to get involved, there's one specific club on campus that will have you catching waves, doing 180s in no time, and guiding you to enjoy sunrise practices. The Water Ski and Wakeboard Club here at Iowa allows you to do just that. Check it out.
You just gotta want it. All you have to do is really show up and put in your best effort, and eventually you'll get up if you've never gotten up, and you'll drop a ski if you've never slalomed, and you'll get the buoys if you really work at it.
Slalom is the fastest event, I'd say. There's 6 buoys, and you have to get through the entry gates and get around the 6 buoys and then out the entry gates. Speeds increase, and then once you speed, then the rope shortens. So there's that. And then a trick is you have 20 seconds to do as many tricks as you can on the ski. It's about this big. Last one is jump, where you hit a 5-foot ramp and you just go for distance. So I do all 3 of those. It's hard to say which one's my favorite. Jump is definitely the most terrifying, but it can be the most rewarding.
Slalom is really hard for me, but it's just really fun when you can like do it really successfully, or like even the slightest improvement just like feels so good. It is definitely it takes a toll on your body a little bit. If you're not like out like skiing every day, you will probably feel it the next day.
In the fall, it's usually pretty decently warm for the first couple, and then the nights are still kind of colder. Top 9 teams of that to go to regionals, and then from regionals, we have the possibility to send 9 teams to nationals. 6 teams are guaranteed. There's 3 wildcard spots. So that's like, fall's our really competitive season, and in the spring, we have like 1 or 2 tournaments depending on the weather, and those are just fun tournaments for everyone, like get back together and ski tournament again.
Skiing, we like to say that it's just like a fun, non-competitive sometimes, but sometimes it really is competitive, and like when it boils down to it, we really do care about making regionals. So like if you do bad in one event like slalom, you just kind of have to forget about it and move right on to trick, because when it boils down to it, it's completely different fundamentals anyways, so there's no way it should affect your other events.
The team travels to Wilmington, Illinois this weekend to compete against 24 teams. So if you think you've got what it takes to be on the water ski and wakeboard team here at Iowa, I think you have found your place. Taylor, Zach, back to you guys.
Unfortunately, we are out of time for today, but before we toss it back to the news desk, be sure to tune into Thursday's pregame show.
We'll have all your pregame needs for Iowa football's first game on the road against Pittsburgh.
Hannah, Greta, back to you at the desk.
Make sure to check out Thursday's edition of the Daily Iowan. Get a look at the Human Rights Fair on campus.
And get a taste preview of a new edible garden at the Robert A. Lee Rec Center. Well, that's all we have time for in tonight's show. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out Daily Iowan TV at 9 p.m. Thursday night, and follow us on Twitter at Daily Iowan TV.
And stay up to date with campus news at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.